Very good morning, good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another edition of two-thirds of the way through November, something for the weekend. Hope you're all keeping well and safe here in the shop again in Staines. I'm just going through a few new products for you today with no fantastic presentations from my team, bar a walk around of the used equipment later by Jonathan. First off, just like to mention a new product that we've got our hands on. Our friends over in Germany, Wimo, have purchased a unit called a QRM-Eliminator. There it is. Small little box. These sort of designs have been out for a long time now. I remember SEM used to make a very similar device to this 30, 40 years ago. Same principle. Main antenna on one port, your transceiver on another port, anywhere from 1.8 to 60 megs. Incidentally, this is HF and 6, and then an auxiliary antenna on this port. The idea is that the auxiliary antenna can just be a length of wire, or even your 2-meter antenna stuck outside with just a centre pin connected. You adjust the phase, and you literally notch out the QRM. So even an S9 racket of noise, say you've got a MIG welder near you or a generator, you'd be astonished at how well these things work. You know, you have just put it in a decent box, made a good job of it as usual, and actually make these in-house in Germany. So that's the QRM. If you just literally search QRM on our website, QRM-2600, and you'll see those available on there, and they're in stock. Another product, the IC-705 and MAT-705, the tuner. We're going to continue that offer of $14.49 for both. So if you're looking at the 705 with the matching MAT-705 tuner, we've still got some of the tuners left, got quite a few 705s, I'm very pleased to say, but we've still got some tuners, and we're going to bundle those still $14.49, and certainly the response to that has been excellent. $14.95, and we even throw in free carriage for UK mainland. FTdx101, the Yaesu FTdx101 is getting closer, I'm pleased to say. That's the new Yaesu 1,550 pound high performance HF base station with hybrid SDR. If the performance of the receiver is as good as they reckon it's going to be, on a par with the FTdx101 series, that really is going to be a bargain priced machine, even though it's not cheap. But make sure you stick around and look for that. We hope to get delivery sometime in December of this year, which is quite shocking because we're only told about it 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'll believe that when I see it, but fingers crossed we're going to see the FTdx101 come next month. The XPA125B, this is the mystery product that I've been banging on about for a good 2-3 weeks now. They finally arrived the other day. This is typically 100 watt HF and 6-meter linear amplifier for, you guessed it, the IC-705, the FT-818, FT-817, the ML&S KX3 or KX3 and all the rest of it. So if you've got any, and KX2s, any of the QRP rigs, if you've got 1 to 5 watts, this very compact device, including a 10-to-1 SWR tuner built in, is available from stock. Yes, RadCom will be reviewing this, so watch out for the review later. Those of you that have got RadCom this month, no doubt noticed that the construction competition that yours truly sponsors every year, or has done for quite a few years now, has been marked, all remotely of course, because there was no RSGB convention, or at least there wasn't there was virtually online, but not to all meet up. I'm pleased to say there were some fantastic entries, and certainly one of the main parts I used to enjoy when I was a very frequent visitor to the Ealing and District Amateur Radio Society back in the 70s and 80s, and the Harrow Radio Club and Eccleford Club, which I now and again still visit because that's our local club to Staines. Construction I loved, and working at Rakel for years, I used to cheat slightly because I do all the metal bending and the presses at work and do the engraving of the front panels at work and the PCBs in the PCB shop. So they eventually banned me because it really wasn't fair, but I used to love manufacturing, and I might dig out just a couple of old bits that I've still got homebrew kit at home. So congratulations to all the construction competition winners. I'm very pleased to say that most of them are our customers. Even better, I think there's one that isn't, and I'm sure he will be eventually, but there it is. So construction competition, pages 34 and 35 of RadCom this month. Right, that's really it for now. We're going to launch another video on Monday as well, so get ready for that. Look forward to launching it. I'll be doing that probably over the weekend, and there's some festivities going on next week, so don't forget to tune on Monday. Thanks, that's it for now from me. Jonathan will be reading in very shortly with our used equipment list. Again, please remember, if you have any used kit that you're not using and you want to turn into cash or part exchange, give my sales team a ring on 0345 2300 599, or look at trade-ins on the website at the top, fill out the form and just send it off, email it off, and somebody will come back to you within 24 hours with a price. Finally, actually, just the last thing, the QRAB, which is this bracket that we've had slightly modified for our own use by the manufacturers. They're now available in stock. Mounting on the IC-705 allows you to put a decent antenna on it, a slightly larger antenna, rather than balancing everything off the B and C socket. So the QRABs are in stock, and the price of that is £34.95p, all milled out of aluminium. Really nice product, that. So they're available from stock, as of course these wonderful stands that we're still selling for the 705 as well. That's it for now. See you soon. Ta-ra.
Thanks, Martin. We've come up with this end of the show in order to have a look around at the used equipment this weekend and what we've currently got on the shelves. Of course, the usual disclaimer is that although you may see it in the video, unless it's actually on the website, it might already be sold. So you can always give us a call to double check. 0345 2300 599. Let's start over here next to GB3ML. We're not selling that. The Yaesu FT-991A just sat there. This is of course Yaesu's HF, VHF, UHF all mode transceiver, including C4 FM on VHF and UHF. 100 watts out on HF and 6, 50 watts out on 2 and 70. With that nice touchscreen display with the, of course, real-time spectrum scope as well. As you can see, it's on top of the box. It's definitely boxed. It also has the mic manual and, of course, the DC cable in a very good condition for just £1,099. So you're saving yourself a couple of £100 off what they are brand new. I also want to mention this, which is an AT-2K from Palstar. Now, this is quite a rare one in the fact that it's got the built-in 4-to-1 balun. They've not done that for a couple of years. Nowadays you have to buy it separately, but this one has the 4-to-1 installed in it. So if you run an antenna, maybe you run a doublet with ladder line fed, this is the perfect antenna tuner for you. Of course, it handles up to a couple of thousand watts, 2,000 watt tuner. This one is in a very good condition, supplied with the manual. Moving along, very quick mention, Whistler scanner, WS1065-229. If you want to, if you're in need of a scanner and you want, I think, digital modes as well on the 1065 as well. So good if you're if you need a scanner for your shack or maybe for your car as well. No reason you couldn't mount it in the car. I was going to mention Yaesu FTdx101d. Of course, this is Yaesu's latest and greatest, top of the tree, according to Sherwood Engineering. 27.99, boxed and complete, as I'm sure you'd imagine. Obviously, mic manual and DC cable in an excellent condition, and yeah, 100 watts out on all bands, HF 6 and 50 watts out on 4. So nice addition there as well. Also going to give a very quick mention, TS590S just sat there, £799, boxed, mic manual, DC cable. Of course, very easy to use. Technically, I suppose you'd call it entry level, but not really in terms of its performance. But very easy to use. Steve upstairs in our training academy for the practical element of the foundation, obviously not happening at the moment, but when it did, he would always tend to use a 590S for the for the practical element of the foundation course. Also going to mention this, which is the Icom AT-180, which is of course Icom's dedicated tuner for things like the IC-706 Mark II and Mark IIG, the 7000, 7100, basically pretty much any Icom radio this will work with. 249 absolutely matches the 706 size perfectly, so if you have a 706 and want a tuner for it, perfect one to go for. Maybe you've got one of those rare as hen's teeth separation kits for 706 and want to run it with a whip on the car. That would be perfect for tuning the whip. So 249, obviously box and everything. FT-817 just sat there. We don't see very many of these at all. So this is, of course, Yaesu's 50 watt VHF UHF FM C4 FM, dead easy to use. No extra frills or anything like that. They've really stripped it back to the pure basics with this one. It is £199, boxed and complete, of course, everything in there, box, book and packing. And I think that's a fantastic price. If you're in an area where maybe a new repeater has gone up that's got C4 FM on it, or maybe you're in an area where your local repeater, which used to be FM only, they've gone out and the repeater group maybe has gone out and bought a DR1X or DR2, the new repeater, then this will be the perfect radio. It has that automatic functionality to switch between modes. A perfect option, of course, supporting Fusion 2, £199. But maybe you're more of a D-Star person, in which case ICE-2820 just sat there, £299. This fantastic radio 2820, it's got diversity receive on it, believe it or not. So you've got 2 antenna ports on the back, 1 dedicated receive. So if you want to play around with some 2 antennas and diversity reception, a great one to play with. Of course, D-Star as well, £299 boxed and complete. Now on the top shelf, we have another FTdx101. This one is the MP, of course, it's the 200 watt model. So this one is 200 watts on HF and 6 meters. Supplied, of course, with the speaker power supply, which is shown to the right of it. Again, boxed with the mic manual and, of course, the mains cable and the interconnecting power cable as well, 3899. So you're going to save yourself £200-300 off what they are brand new. Now, bottom shelf, JRC JST-245DX. We don't see very many of these whatsoever. I think I've been working here for about 4.5 years. I think this is the first one I've seen in all that time. 150 watts out on HF and 6 meters. It is powered by a mains cable. It's got an internal power supply. This one is in, I would describe this as a pretty good condition, very good condition in fact. It's got a couple of minor marks on the top, but actually the front panel itself is mark free. It is supplied with the mains cable and a microphone, also the manual as well. They are very sought after, are these JSTs. I can assure you it won't last long. So if you're into JRC, if you want a JRC transceiver, they don't come up very often. This is an absolute steal, I think, at £999. We'll move along. Again, we've got another 991A just sat there. Not quite as good condition as the other one we saw earlier on, hence it's slightly cheaper price, £1049. Again, I believe it's with the mic manual and DC cable as well. Let's mention on the top shelf, FT-7800R. This is Yaesu's VHF UHF FM mobile from a few years ago. 50 watts out on 2 meters. It's 40 watts out on 77s. You can still get the separation kits for them. That's the YSK 7900 you would need. It has the same separation kit as the successor. £149. Again, boxed and complete. We've mentioned 703 very briefly. Internal ATU, 10 watts out on HF and 6 meters. £699 boxed and complete. And on the bottom shelf, again, these are starting to become a bit rarer. We used to get 897s come through the door with good regularity. And nowadays, we don't tend to see that quite so much. But this one is boxed and with the mic manual and the DC cable. 100 watts out on HF and 6 meters, 50 watts out on 2 and 20 watts out on 77s. Of course, if you're going portable, if you need a radio that you can take a battery with, or if you can find them on the second-hand market, the internal batteries, they're getting a little bit rarer to find nowadays. 649, it's in lovely condition. I think it's a really excellent example of that one. few bits and pieces. Let's go MFJ 945E, £115. This one is the 300 watt mobile tuner from MFJ. Good for, well, almost infinite to one. Not quite, but you'll obviously with a manual tuner you can get that slightly greater tuning range that a manual tuner gives you over an automatic tuner. It's good for coax inputs, so maybe you just want a small, nice little tuner just on top of your HF radio in the shack. MFJ 945 is a great option, and for £115 I think that's a very good price as well. IC-705 from Icom, the 100 watt base station from them. This one is of course Icom's latest and greatest SDR technology. It's not just two 7300s in a box, we must stress that. It is a better receiver. Well, we've got two better receivers than a 7300. Yours for just £24.99. Again, a really good price. You're going to save yourself the best part of £500 off what you'd pay for a brand new model. And it's, for all intents and purposes, there's no marks, dinks or scratches or anything like that. So really lovely condition. As I unbox and we'll ship anywhere you want us to ship it to. Mention 817ND, £399 box, as you can see. It's also got the peg legs installed, which is a nice thing. If we've started doing our own variant, little leg stands for the 817. So if you've got an 817 or maybe an 818, you might want to have a look at those on the website. But these have got the original peg legs from Palm. £399, 5 watts out on all bands, HF, well, top band, through to 77s, not including 4 meters. That's just must say. And final item, another 991A. This one really is immaculate, £10.99, same price as the first one, pretty much same condition as well. Again, boxed, complete with mic manual and DC cable. You can see it's still got the film on the front of it. Of course, there's more used on the website, there always is, and we update that list daily, so you do keep your eyes on it. This video is really only a snapshot of what we've got on the shelves when we've recorded it, but if you look at the website, that's always going to be the most up-to-date list at hamradio.co.uk. And of course, if you see anything there, that's the place to buy it, or give us a call 0345 2300 599. Till next time, bye bye.